My name is David Evans.
My name is Becky Pritchard.
Greg Evans.
Elizabeth Evans.
John Evans. Since the year 1900, nearly 70,000 deaths around the world have been due to volcanoes. We've seen them our whole lives, from baking soda and vinegar models in science fairs to breaking news on the TV. Volcanoes are magnificent features, but when they erupt, death and destruction follow. During the speech, I will answer three main questions about volcanoes. How are they formed? What are the main types of volcanoes, and what happens when they erupt? To know how volcanoes are formed, first we must know the structure of the Earth. The outer crust, which is what we live on, is broken up into floating plates that float on the layer below it. These are called tectonic plates. Volcanoes are a result of the plates smashing together. In this weakened state on the boundary line between the plates are where volcanoes are most prevalent, because the mantle can get through. Hotspots are also places where volcanoes are located because of the thin part of the crust that they are on. The first main type of volcano is called a shield volcano. Shield volcanoes are not what we think of when we think of typical volcanoes. They do not have steep walls and do not erupt in the similar fashion that we think of. But they are very active. Lava flows frequently outside of the top, down the slides at a very slow rate. This is due to the high magma supply rates below the surface. The most common and famous type of shield volcano is the Hawaiian Islands. The second type is called a stratovolcano. This is the most prevalent type of volcano, making up about 60% of all volcanoes. These are unique because the walls are made up of layers of ash and lava from previous eruptions. This is also the deadliest type of volcano, partially because of its commonality and ash-heavy eruption. Mount St. Helens, which erupted in 1980, and Mount Rainier are both examples of stratovolcanoes located in the Pacific Northwest United States. Rhyolite caldera complexes, also called supervolcanoes, are the third type of volcano. These are the most explosive type of volcano, and the ash cloud covers thousands of square miles. George Walker, a British geologist that specialized in volcanology, once referred to these as inverse volcanoes because of the powerful eruption causes the volcano to collapse in on itself, making a giant depression in the earth. The most renowned supervolcano is the one that resides in the Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. When volcanoes erupt, there are no way to stop them or slow them down. The U.S. government disaster preparedness site lists some data facts about volcanic explosions. The lava and debris spewing from the top can exceed 100 miles per hour, and the ash cloud can cover hundreds of miles. Mudslides, tsunamis, earthquakes, and avalanches are all long-term effects to the environment that happen because of volcanic eruptions. If you survive the blast of a volcano, the giant ash cloud causes respiratory issues when exposed to it and also burning of the skin. Water supplies are contaminated, houses, buildings, forests, wildlife, and everything else in its path is destroyed. In conclusion, volcanoes are most associated with their natural disasters that follow them when they erupt, but also account for some of the most beautiful locations on the earth. From Yellowstone Park to the north of Italy, to the mountains of Japan, to the Hawaiian Islands, volcanoes are a part of our earth. Thank you.